What's up, guys? So I know I said the last video was going to be the last one on this camera, but apparently with this guy, you upgrade the camera, you also have to upgrade the chip, and that chip is like $200. Luckily, Abel had extra. He sent me one, should be here today, but again, I don't think you guys care. Yes, just sold another seminar spot. Can't wait to see you guys there. It's gonna be awesome. It's always good news when we sell a seminar spot, because that means we get to talk to you guys face to face, and we get to sit down and just talk for a while instead of, you know, just trying to get out the video and hoping I answer all your questions. A seminar, we get to have a conversation and make sure that when we're done, we know we answered all your guys' questions. So sold another spot. That's awesome. Whoever just bought that, we'll see you there. Also, if you guys haven't checked it out, we got new stuff. So the gloves, these are my favorite gloves in SF. They're leather palmed. That's why they work great for free fall. And I wore these in combat. These were my favorite gloves. Mostly I had the black ones because I didn't know they have multicam. If you want those gloves, go pick some up. Obviously we got the trapping shirt on there. We got the knives still up for sale. So lots of things going. I am getting in the journal. I love this thing. Checking off things that I've been doing, daily goals, read, listen to motivational content. So have I listened to motivational content? Yes, I did listen to motivational content today. I listened to Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules. He does a lecture. So let me pull that up. So the one I am currently listening to, if you guys want to follow along with me, is right there. All right, get that? Show 'em. So that's what I'm currently in. I do recommend starting in at about 30 minutes before he gets to the lecture itself. Jordan Peterson's super motivational, and I think he's got a lot of great points. But you know what I'm reading from my book that's kind of weird? And I am not a politics guy. I'm really not. But I'm reading Liberal Fascism. I don't know if you see that. By, what's his name? Jonah Goldberg. Jonah Goldberg. Liberal Fascism. I don't fuck. People want to get all up in arms about politics, and I think he's trying to he's trying to connect fascism to the left, which is ironic because the left apparently always calls the right fascist, which when I was a cop, I did get called fascist pig quite a bit, so that was fun. But most people don't even know what fascism means. So that's why I picked up the book. So I was like, oh, let's be interesting. I don't really care about pinning fascism on left or the right. I don't give a fuck. But it's still interesting reading about Mussolini and stuff, and it's pretty cool history. But so today we're gonna answer a question. Let me put this down. Can you train for SF on a treadmill? I think that it's super important that you be able to train SF on a treadmill, because think of all the things that could happen. So inclement weather, testing out your gear, that's super important. So let's go test out our gear and show you what gear I'm going to use on this one and see how beneficial using a treadmill can actually be. So I think the first phase of this plan is to figure out what gear we're going to use for the treadmill ruck march, right? So we don't want to treat the treadmill as different than going out for a ruck. That's going to be essential. So if you want to get good, valuable training out of the ruck march we're about to do, then we need to treat it like every other ruck. So let's turn this bad boy, do a little whip pan, turn this bad boy into first person shooter mode, and let's go figure out what rucksack I'm gonna use and what gear I'm gonna set up with for my attempt at a quality treadmill training ruck today. All right, so let's go check out gear. Here we're setting up for the 2-day that we're gonna do. Got the Tor FNG knife, poles, pants, multiple rucksacks, battery charger, some cool weather gear, canteen cup. Obviously, you always want to have your canteen cup. Some light in here. Here are the rucksacks. So you guys saw that they sent me a couple of the Crossfire DG16 frames, but they didn't send me the full ruck. But then they finally sent me another one. So now I have the full DG16 rucksack to try out. What I also did was took one of the frames that they sent and I threw the malice on it. Did we just do something cool? We got rid of this guy, added the DG16 to the pack. This is the new, and I'm gonna be really happy with it. But there's only one way to find out, test it. It's kind of rainy out, but let's assume that it's just a super crappy day and I still wanna get a good training session in, or I'm just not feeling up to the miles I'm about to get. Well, if I do it on a treadmill, I could jump off at any point in time that I want. Let's go give it a shot and let's test this thing out. But before we do that, I need some pre-workout. I'm not that big of a supplement guy. I don't take a whole lot of them. We met Nick recently, and Nick's an awesome dude. If you haven't seen that video, we actually got him to throw up doing the milk challenge.
Oh, no,
We'll link it above. Because I like Nick, I wanted to try his supplement, so I got this one. If you're not used to taking pre-workout, do a small scoop, like I'm talking about, tiny scoop. This stuff will wire you to the moon. It's time to go rock. Already I could tell this is just gonna be super boring. So can you get a good workout in for SF on a treadmill, especially for rucking? I'd say yes. There's more to it than that. Definitely a lot of downsides. Let's head upstairs and talk about it. And we're back in the office. So can you get a good workout? Oh, I'm sweating like crazy right now. Can you get a good workout on a treadmill only for SF? Can you train for special forces on a treadmill? Absolutely you can. Absolutely. So here's the positives to treadmill training and here are the negatives. So positives, you get to create your own trail basically. So you could set that incline as steep as you want to go. And then the minute you're over it and your calves are starting to burn and your hips are starting to feel it, you could drop that bad boy back to flat. You could focus on your running in the same training, put that thing on flat, bump it up to 4.5, get your jogging training in. You can go, you're setting the trail. So you get to pick your pace, your mileage, all that stuff, your incline, and set your own kind of training regimen. And it's quick. Jump in there, throw your gear on, get to try out a couple different pairs of boots, try out different socks, different ruck setups. As you guys saw, I'm going through a bunch of different ruck setups to see what's the best. So we started with the Tactical Tailor Malice, and then we went to, we got sent the DG16, and then we decided to swap those. So we did the Malice pack on the DG16. How was it? Only time will tell. I need to really get after it and move the weight up and really mess with it. Because you guys saw I just threw the 45 pound in there to get some training done on the treadmill. So we'll see how that works in California. So we're going to do the Trans-Catalina Trail. And then we're going to do a sick video on that. It's going to be awesome. We'll ruck the whole island. And then with that, we'll use the DG16 with the pack and then the DG16 frame with the Malice, and we'll let you guys know what we think of it. So some takeaways that I got from that. One were those Nike boots. I hate them. I love them. I hate them. I love them. It goes back and forth. I thought I loved them, and then I hated them, and then I go back because when I try other things, I end up hating them worse than those Nikes. Those damn Nikes just keep coming back into my life. So what I'm going to do for probably the Trans-Catalina Trail is I'm going to switch out the insoles and go back to those bakeable, moldable insoles. Hopefully I could find my old pair, the Soleils, and throw those bad boys in there and see how that helps and see if that can't take my Nike boot to the next level. Because they're so broken in, it's just hard to switch to something else. But other than that, if you treat your treadmill the same exact way you treat your trail, you get all the benefits without having to worry about safety equipment, without worrying about getting lost, running out of water, all that stuff. So there's a ton of benefits to using the treadmill. Now let's talk about the downsides to using a treadmill. It's boring as a motherfucker. Like walking on a treadmill, it's just so fucking boring. Like I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to do any of that, but there's something about the trails and being out there and then just enjoying nature that is so fulfilling. It's so good. And the treadmill just takes all that away. But at the end of the day, if you're stuck using a treadmill because of your living situation or the weather, or you're trying to train up and you don't want to go get out in the trail and then realize that your boots suck, you're black on water, all this stuff, then stick with the treadmill. And just so you guys know, we are in the development phase of a trail safety kit. So it's a safety kit that we'll sell that will have everything that we use when we go out on long ruck marches. So as you guys start to get out to your 18, 19 milers, you could really get out there and it could be bad situations. So we're going to make a little safety kit so you guys can just throw that thing in your ruck and know that you're good to go. Have things like water tablets, compasses, safety blanket, and all of the things, tourniquets. So just all the things that we use, because honestly, I think a lot of the safety kits are fluff. They like Band-Aids and shit. Like, I don't want a Band-Aid. Ours will have some sprained ankle stuff in there, because obviously getting a sprained ankle is highly likely. You could tape up your leg and then we could head out. But hope that helps answer you guys' question. Can you train for special forces if all you have access to is a treadmill and you're either not ready to get outside, the weather's preventing you from getting outside, you're at a hotel because you're traveling, whatever the case? I would say 100% yes. Treadmills are awesome and they're a great training resource for special forces. However, I will always pick the trail first because it's just funner to be out in the wild and be out in the wilderness and see nature and enjoy nature. But if that was an option, you wouldn't have asked me the question, can you train on a treadmill? So hope you enjoyed it, guys. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.